This is our rounding number 2 video, where you will be able to round to any place. In problem number 1, it says there are 698,600 residents in the city. Round the number of residents to the given place value. We have to round to the thousand, 10,000, and 100,000 place. Let's start with the thousand place. I've already put the number in a place value model so that I could see it a little bit more clearly. I must ask myself, how many thousands do I already have? And I have 8,000. So I plot my total number of thousands, which would be 698,000, as my bottom number of the vertical number line. 1,000 more than that would be 699,000. And the midpoint would be 698,500. Because I'm skipping 1,000 and 500 is half of 1,000. If I plot my given number, 698,600, it shows me that I would round up to 699,000. I repeat this process for the 10,000s place. So let me remove this problem. And draw a new vertical number line. This time it says around to the 10,000s place. It says I have 9 10,000s. So I have 600,000s, 9 10,000s, and that's the last place I'm rounding. So then I fill in the rest with zeros. What's 10,000 more than 690,000? Would be 700,000. I find my midpoint, which is 695,000, because if I'm skipping by 10,000, half of 10,000 is 5,000. My midpoint is 695,000. I plot 698,600, and I see that it would be about here, which means I'm rounding up to 700,000. I need to repeat this process. I'm going to put my 6 back in. And I need to repeat this process to round to the nearest 100,000 place. So let's choose another new color. Going to the 100,000 place. And I see how many 100,000s do I already have? 6. So I write 600,000. Then 100,000 more would be 700,000. If I find my midpoint, that would be 650,000. Because 50,000 is half of 100,000. I need to plot 698,600, which would be close to here. And that means I round up to 700,000. Number 2 says I need to round the number 783 to the nearest hundred. So I underline how many hundreds do I already have. I can make a place value model. I have 700. The next 100 would be 800. The midpoint would be 750. I need to plot 783, which would go here, which means I round up to 800. The next problem says I have 65,124 rounded to the nearest thousand. I'm going to underline the thousands place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. I already have 65,000, so I make a new number line. $65,000 is the bottom number. And if you notice, if there is any number in front of the place I'm rounding, I always keep that because I can't ignore those numbers. They are important to the value of the number I'm working with. So I have 65,000. 1,000 more than that would be 66,000. The midpoint would be 65,000 500. I have to plot 65,124. I know that's lower than 65,500, so I'm going to round down to 65,000. I have 880,005 rounded to the nearest 100,000. So I underline the 100,000s place. I make a new place value model. I already have 8 in my 100,000, so that becomes my bottom number. 100,000 more would be 900,000. And my midpoint would be 850,000. I need to plot 880,005. Well, I know 880,000 is more than 850,000, so I'm going to plot it here. And that shows me that I need to round up to 900,000. And then our final problem is coming up. So let me erase a couple of these. Remember, you can always pause the video at any time so that you can copy down important information. Now it says, in the 2010 New York City Marathon, 42,429 people finished the race and received a medal. Before the race, the medals had to be ordered. If you were the person in charge of ordering the medals and estimated how many to order by rounding, would you have ordered enough? Explain your thinking. Well, you have to look at your number and you have to decide, do I want to make sure everybody gets a medal? And if so, how should I round? I want to get really close. I could round to the 10,000s place. And if I did that, I know that 42,429 is between 40,000 and 50,000. I know it's closer to 40,000, so I would round down. But look, that means 2,429 people wouldn't get a medal if I rounded to the 10,000 place. So then I think, well, maybe I should round to the thousands place. So I try that. If I round to the thousands place, then I know I have 42,000. 1,000 more is 43,000. The midpoint is 42,500. My number, 42,429, goes about here. Again, I round down to 42,000. That's closer, but I'm still missing 429 people. I feel like that's too many people that would not receive a medal. And they're working really hard on that race. So I'm going to round one more time. I'm going to try going to the nearest 100 place because we've been working with hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. If I round to the nearest hundreds place, I know I have 42,400 already. 42,500 would be 100 more. If I round my number for 42,429, I would be right about here. I would round to 42,400. Do you think I would have ordered enough? Probably not. I would need to order a little more to make sure that everyone gets one. So rounding will not give me enough medals. And you would explain your thinking by writing a number sentence.